So this is the demonstration of the prototype Chicago Crime Map application. Uh, the objective of this application is to give the user a visualization of crime data wherever they drop this pin here. Let's say we want to look for arsons near the Chicago History Museum. So all we have to do is drop the pin right on top of the Chicago History Museum, select the crime type of arson. We could select a radius. I think 1 mile will do just fine. And the current pin color will be green, so all of the arsons will be listed as a green pin. Click submit, and we could see here 3 different pins, each representing a crime of arson. Now let's say that this pin right here shouldn't have been considered arson. Let's say we wanted it to be homicide, for example, or even stalking. I think stalking would be a better example. We take note of this crime ID here, 128-57627. Click back, go to other options, and then we have this adjust tables option here. If this was hosted on the web, this would be locked behind a administrator username and password. Click on crime, and then we'll just input that ID along with the rest of the information. So this crime ID will be 128-57627. The date time occurred. Let's go ahead and change that to today. An arrest was made. Let's say no arrest was made. It's not a domestic offense, and we'll set it to stalking. X coordinate and the Y coordinate will determine the location of the offense. So the X coordinate and Y coordinate for this particular pin is these numbers here. And each of these coordinates represent a value in feet from the East Illinois projection map. So if we hit submit, it'll automatically change the row in the crime database. So we could hit submit. And now if we drop the Chicago, or if we clear the map to clean it up, because it'll keep the data from the old pin until we clear the map. Let's go ahead and set the color to purple. And then we'll drop the pin on the Chicago History Museum again, but this time we'll select stalking. What we should see is that pin that we adjusted from arson to stalking should now be considered a stalking pin. So we'll hit submit. And I believe it was that one. Yep, you could see it has the same ID number, 128-57627. Same location, different crime type. Now let's say I want to get a bit more information on this pin. So we'll go ahead and take that crime ID again. I'm just going to copy it this time around. Click here to go back. Let's clear the map again to get rid of clutter. Click on other options, and then we could select get additional details of a specific crime, put in that ID number, submit, open up the map, and once again, that pin is there again, but this time it has a lot more information. So now we could go back, clear the map again, and let's say we want to compare 2 different types of crime. So let's say we'll set the color to red initially this time around. We have our pin here. And let's say we want to compare instances of homicide. Let's have a radius of 1 mile. We'll drop it right here at the Navy Pier. And we could see there are a couple homicides that appear. But if we go back and we want to drop the pin on roughly the same spot, but we want to compare it with, actually, let me change the color first. Make the color orange. We want to compare homicides with cases of kidnapping within 1 mile in roughly the same position. Hit submit, and we could see that there's only one case of kidnapping, which happens to be right next to the homicide. So we could see, we can give like a rough comparison of different types of crimes that happen in different locations. Now, this also supports adjusting the tables. We could delete a crime from the table. So let's say I want to delete that crime that I had earlier. Uh, we have it pasted. Just delete that item. It'll bring us back to the home page. And if we could check it by dropping our pin here, having the same parameters, should have been. We'll submit the pin, and now we could see that pin, which was like right around this area here, is no longer there because it's been removed from the database. So that's the basic functionalities of the prototype application. Uh, Basically, it's just to have the user get a good visualization of crime within a specific radius.